Greetings, and welcome to tonight's edition of Greetings from the Grindhouse. In case you don't know, it is day number, I want to say 26, 27 maybe. I'll be honest, I lost count. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, of course, the thing we're not allowed to mention on YouTube, apparently, is still in effect. Anyway, the whole flatten the curve thing, that's fun. But on the upside, I at least get to watch a lot of underground movies, to say the least. And tonight is, to paraphrase one of the characters, a real doozy of a film. I give you Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Decent movie. Kind of, how do you say it? I guess it's kind of more, it's basically a horror comedy spoof that spoofs the, psychotic hillbilly routine, basically. Like movies like Wrong Turn, or The Hills Have Eyes, or, Devil's Rejects, for example. House of a Thousand Corpses, something to that effect, more or less. They've always had a family of, redneck, backwoods hillbillies that would go around killing people. Okay. This one, not so much, because Tucker and Dale are these two redneck characters, and they're basically going up for a vacation into a cabin that Tucker owns, and Dale is more or less the shy character. He's, for those of you that don't know Tyler Labine, he's done a lot of different shows. He was in that TV show Reaper. He was a sidekick, and he's more or less the star of the show. Even though they're both in the same title, they both share the title, but he's more or less the actual main character, per se. And so they go up for this vacation in a cabin in the woods type of deal, and they were going to fix up the cabin. Well, meanwhile, you've got on the other side, you've got the college kids. These college kids are annoying. These college kids are... They make Leslie Nielsen look like Sho Kosugi in terms of accident prone. Remember Naked Gun? It's kind of like that, but they're even more clumsy and they're even more dangerous because they just basically get themselves killed. And the two main characters, the rednecks, are basically, trying not to get killed by them and trying to explain that they're not even trying to kill them. And the whole film is basically your case of your misunderstanding type of routine. Okay, fair enough. And then, of course, you've got Dale more or less falls for this one girl named Allison, who is played by Katrina Bowden. Apparently she's in a few other horror films, mostly straight-to-video from what I've more or less read in some of her credentials, and I don't know the names of her movies. I think she's supposed to be in one of the films, supposedly a straight-to-DVD with, I want to say Lance Henriksen, but I'm not sure if that's the one I'm thinking of or not. Anyway, so she's in this film, and she's a good actress, to be honest. The characters themselves, the other college kids, are a mix of... It's kind of like watching... Remember, I don't know if anyone here has seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 or not, but does anyone remember Rick the Prick and Buzz, the two annoying yuppie characters? The male college kids in this film make Rick the Prick and Buzz tolerable. Of course, to be honest, you didn't have to put up with either one of them for very long in Texas Chainsaw 2, which, for those of you that haven't seen it, great film. You probably know my feelings towards it. I think I've already said it on one of the other reviews I've done. It's a good film. It's up there with in terms of good horror films, it's up there with like Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow. Um, even Zombie Strippers. Zombie Strippers is another good film, actually. Anyway, getting back to my point, these college kids are annoying, and there's this one main college kid. He's more or less the villain. He is the evil. His name is Chad, and he basically is one of these kids that wants to kill off the hillbillies and get the girl because he is basically a little unhinged, to put it very politely. And there's like one cop in the whole film, and of course, he gets killed. Cops in horror films never fare well. They're either very bad comic relief, or just very incompetent slash really easy to basically bump off. So, that's more or less your film. And the movie itself, I think this movie was pretty much straight to DVD, but it has gained a pretty decent cult following. Story-wise, it's good. It's kind of comedic. It's a little dark comedy of sorts, but overall it's a good movie. And there's a dog in the film named Jingers, and he's this little bulldog with like two different colored eyes. Cute little dog. And thankfully, there's one scene where the dog is held hostage, and the rednecks end up rescuing him, which was cute. But I'm kind of glad they didn't go. I don't think they were going to go for a comedy with, like, trying to bump off the dog or anything, thankfully. But anyway, the film itself is decent. The characters are they're sort of three-dimensional, but they're kind of cliche, but at the same time, they're not, like, to the point where you can totally predict everything. So, that's good. In terms of the film itself, it's definitely a good movie to add to one's DVD collection, especially if they're horror fans. And that's pretty much it for this lockdown edition of The Grindhouse. Don't know when the next review will be. It'll probably be in maybe next week. I'm not really sure. I'm tossing the idea around. I haven't even decided what film I'm going to review quite next week, or the next movie I review. But anyway, for everyone out there, stay safe, and hopefully we'll get through this problem we're having, that YouTube is not allowing people to name, apparently. But hey, I'm not getting paid for this, so I don't know. Anyway, but the problem. Some people like to call it Captain Trips, but I don't think it's that bad yet. Of course, if I see that guy from The Stand walking around, I'd be a little freaked out. Last I heard, at one point, he was playing in some made-for-TV movie at one point. It was like, I can't remember, I want to say Valerie Harper was in it or something. I don't know, it was a really long time ago. Anyway, I'm going off track here. This has been The Grindhouse. And until next time, fare thee well.